Was good, ballers? This is Jim's Ballin', back again with the spread picks. We got the picks against the spread, and before we hop into week 11 picks, let's recap week 10 real quick. Now, on the season, I'm 70 and 80, below 500, not that good. But week 10, I went 8 and 6, that's above 500. So for me, that was a pretty good week. This past week has been pretty decent for the spread picks. So for this first game, I predicted it pretty well. I thought the Ravens would ultimately win, but it'd be a close one. So the Bengals able to cover the spread, so that was a good one there. I thought the Giants would be able to easily take care of the Panthers, but Panthers look maybe better than expected, or maybe the Giants are even worse than we expected. The 49ers, they missed some field goals. Maybe if those go through, then this pick here would actually be good, but nope. For this pick, I originally did pick the Jaguars, but I switched it as soon as I found out that Trevor Lawrence wasn't playing. With Trevor Lawrence out and Mac Jones in, of course, I have no faith in the Jaguars. So, yeah, easy pick for the Vikings there. Really thought the Bears would be able to win, but man, their offense looks terrible. The Bills, that was a pretty easy pick there. Low spread, they took care of business. For these Chiefs games, they always end up being really close. So, always pick against the Chiefs in the spread thing. So, yeah, pretty easy one there. For this, I predicted the Saints to get the upset, and they do, so good pick there. Then with the Steelers and Commanders, I thought the Commanders would be able to win, but no, not a good pick there. Chargers took care of business. Titans are not good. That was the easy one there. The Eagles dismantled the Cowboys as expected. Pretty easy pick there. I really thought the Jets would win, but nah, that one was really bad. The Cardinals destroyed them, man. Texans able to cover that spread there. I thought they'd win the game too, but I mean, at least they covered the spread for me. And I thought the Rams would be able to win, but nope. So that was my week 10. Now let's get into the actual picks here. And with each of the picks, I'll put in my score predictions too. Now, Commanders and Eagles, this should be a really good game, a really close one. I mean, do we think the Eagles will win by more than a field goal? That is the question, and that is really tough. It's 50-50, and man, yeah, it really is 50-50, but I think the Eagles will be able to cover it just enough. I think the Eagles will actually win 34-30 and just barely be able to do that, but yeah, this one is really 50-50. They make these picks really hard, man. This is why betting, you should not do it, let's be honest. Next, we got the Packers at the Bears. And the Packers, it's a pretty big spread, 6.5 points. Do we think the Packers will be able to win by more than a touchdown? Yeah, I think they should be able to do that. I don't have any faith in the Bears offense right now, and I think the Packers will actually win this one 24-13. Next up, holy crap, 13.5 point spread. This is ridiculous. But the Jaguars, they have Mac Jones. The Lions, they are maybe the best team in the league. And we saw the Lions just dismantle the Titans early in the season. The Lions are at home, and I think the spread, that they'll actually be able to cover this. I think the Lions will actually win this game 34-13. Next up, we got the Vikings at the Titans. And the Titans are not really good. And even though they're at home, and even though the Vikings, they just haven't been clicking as much on offense, I think they should be able to score enough points to be able to beat that 6.5, and I'll have faith in the Vikings here, and I think they'll be able to win the game 23-13. I mean, the Vikings defense is really good, so I think they'll be able to limit the Titans enough. Next up, we got the Raiders at the Dolphins, and 7.5 points is pretty big, but the thing is, the Raiders, they're pretty bad, and the Dolphins are at home here. They've been looking better, this Dolphins team, with Tua back. I think they should be able to cover the spread. I think the Dolphins offense will actually be clicking pretty well, and I actually think the Dolphins will win this one 27-13. Next up, we got the Rams at the Patriots, and I don't know, maybe it's looking like upset alert. Maybe the Patriots can do it. We've seen the Patriots be able to pull off some upsets this year and be better than expected, but I don't know. I think the Rams offense will be able to click enough, and they should be able to get this win. I mean, I think they're still really competitive. They should be looking for a wild card spot. I think this will be a kind of a close game, but I think the Rams will end up winning by a touchdown. I think the Rams will win this one 24-17. Next up, the Browns at the Saints, and that's the 1.5 points. That's it. That's really small. So I think the Saints should be able to cover that. I mean, let's just compare the quarterbacks, Jameis Winston or Derek Carr. I mean, I know Derek Carr isn't the best quarterback, but I mean, compared to Jameis Winston, Carr's easily better. Nick Chubb hasn't been able to run the ball at all, and Alvin Kamara is still really solid. The Saints team, even though they're not the best, they still have some pieces, and they should be able to win this game. I think the Saints will win this one 23-17. Next up, we got the Ravens at the Steelers, and this should be a good one. This should be close. This spread is looking a lot like the Eagles and the Commanders one. Could really go 50-50 either way. Do we think the Ravens will be able to win by more than a field goal? And it's tough to say, yes, but I have faith in Lamar, and I think they'll be able to do it just barely. I think the Ravens will win this one 27-23. Next up, we got the Colts against the Jets. The two teams that are going downhill, two teams that are not looking good. Who will get the win? I think the Jets will end up winning this game, but 3.5 points, I think it'll be closer than that. I think the Colts will be able to cover that 3.5 points, but I think the Jets will win this one 21-20. Next up, we got the Falcons at the Broncos, and that 1.5 points, really close, really tight. This should be a close game, but I don't have a lot of faith in the Falcons right now. The Broncos have been having a pretty decent season, looking better than expected. They're at home. It's only 1.5 points, so I think the Broncos should be able to do this. And I think the Broncos will end up winning this game 27-24. Next up, we got the Seahawks at the 49ers. And do we think the 49ers will be able to win by a touchdown? I say yes. I'm kind of bought back into this 49ers team with CMC back. Their offense is looking better, and their defense is getting enough stops. And the Seahawks have been looking super inconsistent. They've been in a slump. Since starting the season 3-0, they've been 1-5 since, and I think they'll just keep skidding. I don't have a lot of faith in the Seahawks, and I think the 49ers should be able to take care of business, win pretty easily against the Seahawks. I think the 49ers win it 31-17. Next up, we got the Chiefs at the Bills, and here's the thing. Recently I've been saying pick against the Chiefs in the spread every week. Pick against the Chiefs. Pick against the Chiefs. But that has been when the Chiefs have been the favorite. The Chiefs are not the favorite here, and they're 9-0. They win every week, so why would we pick against them in the spread? If the Chiefs were favorited to win, I'd pick against them in the spread. But since they're predicted to lose, and I think the Chiefs will end up winning this game, I gotta go with the Chiefs here. And I think the Chiefs will barely win this one 22-21. Next up, we got the Bengals at the Chargers, and the 1.5 point spread comes back again. This should be a really close game. It is kind of 50-50. Whoever you think's gonna win should be good. Two really good quarterbacks. I think the Bengals are just a hungrier team. They're more desperate to win, so I think they'll be able to pull it off. Close one, should be good, but I think the Bengals will win this one 27-20. And lastly, we got the Texans at the Cowboys, and Texans haven't been looking that impressive, but the Cowboys have been looking extremely disappointing. There's no reason to have any faith in the Cowboys, even though it's a 7.5 point spread. I mean, I think the Texans should be able to do that. We saw the Eagles take care of the Cowboys easily last week. Why can't the Texans do the same? So I'm going to go with the Texans here. And I think they'll end up winning the game 27-9. And that 27-9 adds up to 36 total points there. But yeah, those are my spread picks. As you've seen, I'm not the best at picking it. Maybe you should pick the opposite of me, but we'll see how it all shakes out. This has been Jim's Ballin'. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.